Okay, welcome back to Hangar 51. We are live. Looks like there are 3 people here, but nobody's saying anything yet. Let's see what else I can do here. So we're live at the Manatee County Radio Control Club. Very nice facility. I'm going to walk you around. I'm not supposed to do any camera work here. I'm not going to film them flying or any of the guys here because they don't want to be on YouTube. But I'm going to at least show you the facility. So we're going to do a little walk around. Beautiful place. Very nice. Every RC field should be like this. They have a clubhouse, real bathrooms. No, not outhouses, but real bathrooms in the clubhouse. It's a heated and air-conditioned clubhouse. They have shelters all over the place. They have power here. Who's here? Mike Bird, how you doing, man? Oh. Yeah, they have power all over the place. You don't need to bring a generator. So let me flip the camera. Let me see if I can do this. I think, where was it? Is this the flip camera? Nope, that's the stupid. I don't want any of that. Hang on, I'll get rid of that. No, I don't want to cancel the show. I just want to get rid of these stupid filters. Hey Nick, what's going on? Oh, here's probably that's probably the camera thing. Okay, so how do I get, okay, there we go. Okay, all right, so let me see if this flashlight, okay, so here's one of the shelters. Give you a quick view of that. And there's power on the wall here. Okay, it's not a solar power, it's real power. Now over here, believe it or not, they have control line circle with a paved takeoff and landing area right here. So it's a half round. We'll walk around it here. Okay. So the pavement only goes about halfway around. It's a giant circle. Okay. I think the pavement stops right there. Okay, and then there's a pavement in the middle over here where you stand. A little round circle over here. Okay. And there were guys flying control line here today. Believe it or not, 2024 and the radio control has become such an amazing thing, and there's still guys that want to fly control line. All right, so let me give you a little view of the clubhouse. So, okay, so there's the clubhouse. Whoops, I'm walking into guide wires here. Let me walk around this. Let me see if I can zoom in on the clubhouse. Who's here? Wiggs, what's up? How you doing? Kenny F. and Rogers, Jeff in Lower Alabama. How you guys doing? Okay, so here's the Manatee County Radio Control Clubhouse. Now, the American flag is actually in the front window of an RV from one of the flyers here. But the clubhouse has a wheelchair ramp and steps. Got real bathrooms, hot and cold running water, and power everywhere out here. So it's very nice. Lyndon Stewart, how you doing? Good to see you. So very nice facility. So there's still a lot of people here, a lot of RVs. Here's an RV parked over here. And, there's RVs. Those lights there in front of the clubhouse. Our RVs parked there. Here's my trucks right here. And then look at the seat there a little bit, but there's RVs, vehicles all, and they go on all the way down down there. So there's a lot of people still here. There's a whole bunch of trailers here. And yeah. Oh, reconnecting. Oh, that's not good. I think this. No, I think this is the camera. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Oh, that's the infrared. Oh yeah. Ugh. Who wants to see that? Oh, never mind. I'll just give you a quick view of the tent over here. That's where the guys are sitting there playing. So anyway, got to keep it down below. They're very. Let's say their flying is not exactly AMA approved. Let's go with that. So that's. But we had today. Wes was here, Motion RC, and then this is Cletus McFarland's playground, one of the places he goes to. His manager was here all day. He's part of this club, and there's a bunch of. That's a view of all the front of the trailers. You know, somebody's got their headlights on down there or something, and so you can see the reflection on all these trailers next to mine. This is mine right here. And Wes was parked right next to me, but he left earlier. This is 3 weeks in a row for him at events, and he was just wiped. He couldn't. He just wanted to go home and not think about airplanes. So he left earlier today. I'm going to be leaving here shortly. Winds keep coming and going. It's pretty windy. I'm heading to my field. I'm going to spend the night at my field tonight, because we're having a big shindig tomorrow at our field. Eric, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Oh, I missed that chat. Oh, crap. I don't know how to... wait a minute. Maybe I can get it back. Okay. Where is Manatee County? It's south of me, Craig. You know, south of Tampa. You just go down 75, probably not very far. It's not, you know, it's way before Naples or anything that far south. It's just south of Tampa, Apollo Beach area. So it's just south of Tampa on 75. If you look up Manatee radio control, it's MCRC is, you know, their logo. What the hell am I doing? I'm at a flying event, and I'm explaining that. Where were you? I've already gone through all this. So yeah, so I'm at the Manatee County Radio Control Society. It's a club here. They put on an unbelievable show, guys. They fed everybody for free. These guys, them and their wives cook up all this food, and they feed everybody, and you know, just really great people. We've had such a great time here. What a blast! Been lots of fun. Got to fly a bunch of stuff today. I flew both Otters today. I flew the RV-8. I flew the F4 Phantom. I flew the QQ. I flew the F100. What else? Oh, the Tiger Cat. I finally maidened my Tiger Cat. That was, you know, and it got really, really windy when I put that in the air. I mean, really windy. Oh my God, it was brutally windy. So I'm flying it around real gentle, hoping that I can get a dead air or close to dead air window to land, and I did. So it was perfect landing, and you know, everybody was really impressed because, you know, it's brand new and it's shiny because I cleared it, and you know, guys were just oohing on all over it. And then I think they clapped on my landing because of, you know, it was a perfect landing in this crazy wind. So, and the wind keeps coming and going. It was dead for a while, but the wind just picked up again. The windsock is going nuts right now, and it's not a steady wind. It keeps changing direction. The windsock keeps spinning all the way around, 360 degrees. You never know which way the wind's coming from. So it's been pretty bad wind. It started off nice. The day started out really calm, but then it just kept getting worse as the day went on, and then even tonight it got calm, and then it's starting up. Right now, it's just started up again, and we've got horrible wind. I don't know if any of that's coming over the microphone. You might be getting some wind noise in the microphone. I don't know. But yeah, it's so let's see. Pissing on a trailer? Yeah, I was. Mine. Okay, yeah, I was just checking the chat, see if I missed anything. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it's been it's been a fun day. They fed me last night too. We had let's see, last night we had um, pulled pork and all the fixings, and what else did they have last night? Yeah, I mean everything, potatoes and salad and just everything. There's so much food. Oh my God! And tonight they had wings and um, waffle French fries and cheese sticks and pizza and salad and some kind of green bean or actually it was a green pea casserole, and it's just awesome, wonderful night. Um, so yeah, I'll be honest with you. I started packing a couple hours ago because there's a lot of cloud cover right now, and I was waiting for it to start raining any minute, and it still could. But I'm in pretty good shape right now. The only thing I have to do is I have to take the RV8 apart to put it away. Everything else is pretty much put away. I can, get this up pretty quick, or I can just put the RV8 under a shelter until it stops raining. If it comes to that, but hopefully it won't come to that. So if anybody wants to start a Zoom, Spencer or anybody, go ahead, because I'm not going to do this very long. I got to get packed and get out of here. And I'm going to drive up to my field. I'm not going to sign off just yet, guys. I'm not in a hurry to sign off, but I'm not going to be going until 1 o'clock in the morning either. I just I want to get up to my field and get some sleep tonight. So I'm hoping to get up there. I'm not planning on leaving here till like midnight. So we got time. I don't know how. There's nothing to see. It's pitch black out here, and I'm not really lit. I could sit in the truck, I guess, if you want to see my face, but I don't know why you would want to see that. So, just picked up a Goliath. I can't read that. I don't know what that is. 600. Is that what it says? 690. God, it's hard to read this phone. It's the writing is so little. I think it says 690. Anyway, so Wild Bill, what's up? How you doing? Yeah. So anyway, so that's where I am tonight. I know last Saturday I was at an event. This Saturday I'm at an event, and then tomorrow we got another event at our field. Apparently, from what I understand, we had a member. We had somebody die. I don't think I knew this particular member. I don't think he's been active recently. I think this is just a long-time member. So we're having a memorial kind of remembrance and a christening of the new. We put up a new, I don't know, picnic area where we used to have. We just used to have the tent type stuff, the metal rigging with canvas tops, and they took all that down and put up a wood structure. They built a wood structure Yeah, well, Bill, I did. We've been having fun. It's been pretty good. Um, you know, they've treated us so well down here. I got to tell you, it was really nice. They did a really nice job. Um, JCB, how you doing? Um, so yeah, no complaints there at all. They really did such. They just rolled out the red carpet. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the clubhouse here. This, if it'll focus. Come on, camera. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so that's the clubhouse, and then a couple of trailers next to the clubhouse parked there, and then this one with the flag in the window that's not part of the clubhouse. That's a motorhome that's running this American flag thing in their front window. And then there's a couple more trailers over here. Yeah, there's trailers everywhere. There were a lot of people here. It's a big event. Tim, how you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, there's one of the dogs. So all the women, there's a bunch of women here. All the wives of these guys are inside, and they're just so nice. And they help cook all this food. You know, and then they're doing they've got a little craft thing going on in there, which is really amazing. Randy, what's up? Where are the hookers at? No hookers. No, not that kind of event. Sorry, Randy. You wouldn't like it here. So there's a German Shepherd and a, I don't know what kind of dog that is, the smaller dog. Real friendly. They're nice dogs. And oh, and he's decided to take a poop right there. That's great. All right, get in the truck, you guys. Come on, get the truck. So anyway, yeah, it's been really cool. Just a really nice facility. The clubhouse is really nice. It's, you know, you go inside, sit down, air conditioning, heating if it was cold. You know, it's a real structure. It's not a lean-to or anything. And it's, you know, like I said, it's got two big bathrooms. You know, a ladies' room and a men's room. And it's not like a closet. It's a big damn bathroom. It's 2 stalls, sink, and everything. Really nice. So, you know, just a really nice place. So now, what I understand, okay, and I don't have the facts. I've been trying to look up the facts, so I had better facts for you. But the guy that bought this property quite a long time ago invented something to do with radio, okay, and he sold it to either Panasonic or Pioneer for a lot of money, and he took the money that he got from that and he bought this piece of property here. It's about, I'm guessing it's 10 acres, maybe more. It might be bigger than that. Actually, because it probably is bigger than that. And it's more of a square 10 acres, not a long, thin 10 acres. It's a big square 10 acres. And it's probably more than that. And so he came here, he bought the property, cleared the property, he put up all the structures, the clubhouse, these carport. You know, there's quite a few going down the flight line here. Maybe we'll take a walk down there. There's quite a few of these structures, you know, for different parts of. You know, they've got a concession stand down there. It's a built structure. It's not just a lean-to or something. And he did all of this, and he donated it to the club. He just, after he bought it and had it all prepared and everything, and started the club, and then he just gave the whole thing to the club. So it's a bought and paid for facility. They owe nothing on it, and they just maintain it in his memory. And they're going to have a memorial fly-in in March here. They do it every year, I guess, in memory of him for what he did to create this wonderful place. So I might come down to that. It's in March. I'll see what I'm doing in March. Yeah, so I might come down to that memorial fly-in. People down here are wonderful. Just really, really nice. Yeah, which is, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but it seems like everywhere you go with radio control people, they're just the best. You know, Birmingham, here, you know, our field, my Hilton field, it just, everybody is just so wonderful. Imperial, you know, you just really don't run into bad people. There's on the occasional idiot, but for the most part, it's just really good people in this hobby. So, I really enjoy it. Looks like got some headlights going on down there. Maybe somebody's getting ready to leave. Maybe they're just going to go down to the store and get something. A lot of people aren't leaving. They're going to stick it out tonight, go back home tomorrow. How far is this place from my house? It's a good drive. It's probably an hour and a half for me. Hour, you know, almost 2 hours. But it took me 3 yesterday because I got in rush hour traffic, and also an airplane crashed in I-75. Some kind of jet. I haven't looked it up yet to see exactly what happened, but right in the middle of my travel, the road was clogged. So I had to take a detour. So it took me 3 hours to get down here yesterday. It was miserable. Oh my God, it was miserable. So I'm betting that it'll only take me probably a little over an hour to get from here to my flying field when I leave here tonight. I bet I won't be on the road just over an hour, and I'll be at Bose, Hilton Field, and so yeah, I'm not anticipating any traffic or anything at this late at night on a Saturday night. So it should just be a nice smooth drive all the way up, and you know, so I don't anticipate any issues there. It should be a good, you know, quick hour. I'm guessing it shouldn't be much more than that. If I didn't have to make a detour, it would have never taken me 3 hours to get here. Okay, so I'm gonna just show you. That's one of the flying wings. There was 10 of them in the air a minute ago. They're racing, you know, like pylon racing. They're just racing each other around. They're all super colorful. They all have LEDs, and they're super fast, and it's crazy. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard the jet lost both engines. It was some kind of a business jet, a Gulfstream, I think, and lost both engines. And I guess the problem was, from what somebody was telling me, was that it landed on a car, and that flipped the jet upside down, and that's when all the real problems started. They were doing fine until, you know, when they hit the car, it flipped the jet upside down, and then I guess it caught fire, and you know. So anyway, I didn't see any of it. You know, I either went around it or it was farther down than where I was, but it definitely, traffic was stopped. I left the house right about 3, and I was in stop and go traffic by 3:45, and I'm like, you know, why in the world would, you know, on a Friday would traffic be stop and go? And then I just passed the 275 split where I could have taken 275, and I got the announcement that there's a crash on 75, and there'll be the delays. And I'm like, son of a bitch, you know, I could have just taken, you know, 275 and missed all of it, but nope, you know, I just missed it. I'd already passed the exit, and then I got the notification. So that sucked. Oh, so Tim, you had a plane land on the road by you too, huh? Yeah, well. Yeah, so I heard people got out of the jet. I guess the pilot and co-pilot didn't, but and then I think somebody might have died in the car. That I guess the car got the roof ripped off of it. So I think whoever was in the car died also that the plane landed on. Unfortunate. That's a shame. But is that a Valkyrie field? What does that say? I don't know what that word means. Wigs? I'm not. Anyway, yeah, I actually was when I was at E-Jets. Somebody had mentioned this, and I spent 2 days trying to find out where the hell this thing was, and I couldn't find it, couldn't find it, couldn't find it. I forget how I finally did find it. I looked up something, and I found it. I think I just started, I think I started just looking for RC clubs in Bradenton, and then there it is. And then I went to this club's webpage and checked the events, and there's the event. There it was. I think that's how I found it. And then it was funny because right when I was making the decision to go, I was literally online, and I got a notification that Wesley went live from here. So I went on and watched him, and I wanted to see what the place looked like. So Wesley walked around with his camera and live and talked about the field, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go. So I hurried up and packed. I didn't have to change much. I pulled a few jets out of the car to put a couple of prop planes in out of the trailer, and I came down here with about 14 planes. I think pretty even, like 7 of each, 7 prop planes, 7 jets. And of course I didn't get to fly everything, but I got to fly most of. I was going to fly the L-39 again, and I just got it out, and then I realized that the batteries I had charged, I had already used the 3-cell batteries I used for the lights on a couple of night flights last night, so they weren't ready. So I started charging those, and then I went and flew the but I had one charge, so I flew the Night Otter, the Flex Otter. I went and flew that, and boy, that's a big hit. Everybody loves that airplane. Wow, it's so bright and just really cool. So that's been a big hit. Everybody liked the other one too, though. I flew the other Otter. I flew both of them. The X-Fly Otter. Everybody loved that one too. But the night one was a big hit. Just I think because of the size of it, because it's so big, and because it's so well lit, got a lot of attention. So, and then just these guys are crazy down here. I think that's why they don't like cameras. Nobody filming them, because they fly pretty crazy down here. They, if you're not careful, they'll just fly right through you. They don't care. Yeah. Your plane will be confetti, and then they won't even slow down. It's going to keep right on going. So, yeah, you got to be careful. They're a wild bunch down here. I think that's why they don't want anybody filming. So, David, yourself, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Keith Christie, what's up? Fred, what's up? Good to see you guys. So, yeah. So, there was a plane crash at your field. Oh, wait, that was you? What did you crash, Fred? What do you mean? What did you crash, Fred? Come on, really? So, Yeah, there were just a couple, not too many. It wasn't too bad. I think there was an F-18. No, actually, no, wait, that was at the other one. Um, what crashed here? I think there was a midair with the wings, so they had to go out and find the pieces to that. And that's pretty much it, really. You know, come to think of it. Yeah, I don't think there really hadn't been any crashes here. Been a ton of flying. Oh my God, these guys never stop. I mean, oh my God. You know, these guys are active flyers. They're not sitting around hangar flying, man. They're always an airplane in the air. I mean, and a lot. It gets crowded in the air here. These guys, you know, there's no air marshal here doing anything. It's all, you're on your own. So, but yeah, no, not other than that one midair, it was between the wings, and they're trying to hit each other. They even had a full contact combat. Nobody hit anybody. One guy, well, that's true. One of the guys crash landed during the combat. But other than that, no, nothing. Then they had a high-speed run. If you had a fast airplane, so there a bunch of people were in that. Wes didn't put the Zeus in it because he was too tired. He says, I'm going home. I'm not going to do it. He says, I already know I have the fastest plane here, which he doesn't. But I mean, he might have the fastest jet here, but there's a lot of prop planes a lot faster than a V900 was killing it here. Oh my God, that thing was a rocket ship. But there were there were some really fast propeller planes here, very fast. I don't think, were there any jets in that fastest plane category? I don't think anybody put a jet up. Maybe one. There was a guy with a Futura that was running pretty fast, one of the green Futuras. So he got it from, I said the green was exclusive to Fair RC. So must have got it there. So he had a green Futura that was pretty fast. But I don't remember if there were any other jets. There was all prop planes. These wings, several of the wings were flying. They're all prop. And one guy had a little, one guy had the Hobby King Mustang. That was really fast. And then there was, I think, this other guy had a really fast Mustang. It was a small Mustang. I don't know what it was. I forget. Yeah, the Striker. Yeah, there's a few of those here. Yep. Here come the guys walking through it. There's one of those wings right there. He's carrying it. Yeah, the Striker. There was a couple of those here. So last night, let me tell you, this is funny. They told me they're these guys fly till 3 in the morning. So I was all prepared. I got all these batteries charged up. I was all prepared to fly all night flying, and they all went to bed at 10:30. What the hell? That place was a ghost town at 10:30. I'm like, what the hell? So I didn't have anything to do, and I wasn't tired. So I was just bored to tears. I was watching a movie earlier. I put in, my walk-in drive-in theater. I put in Fifth Element and watched that. And then, but like I said, everybody, they quit flying at 10:30. I was like, what kind of crap is this? You guys you told me you're going to fly all night. You broke a prop on the extra 300. Uh-oh. All right, come on, camera. Yeah, so people are cleaning up there. They had all these, where they are over there right now, that's where they were doing all the cooking. So they're cleaning that up. I was talking to the guy. These guys are all from out of town. These guys are from Georgia, actually. And he says he's got an 8-hour drive tomorrow, so they're going to pack everything tonight so they can get an early start tomorrow. Yeah, I should have went live last night. Yeah, and then everybody be complaining. You know that. You know, especially Ray. You know, he thinks I go live every night. I don't know why Ray thinks I'm live every night, but yeah. So yeah, we'll just give him one more night to bitch about that I'm live, because only he's allowed to go live every night. You know, when he's at the flying field, and nobody else is. I guess I don't know. He's always ragging on me that I'm always live. I don't know what he's talking about. I only go live twice a week. I don't know what his problem is. Anyway. Oh, did Wes get a video up already? Oh, that's good. Yep. So, yeah, that's true, RC planes. If you just, you know, if you don't fly them, they stay pristine, and you know you can just sit there and look at them, you know, all night, and they always look perfect. You know, so yeah, that's the way to do it. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. What's yeah, called Hanger Queens, right? Yep. Yep. All right, I'm gonna walk over here. Let's turn the lights on inside my trailer. Give it a change. We'll get you a little change of scenery. So here's my trailer lit up. The only planes left to put away is the RV-8 and the QQ. Everything else is in the trailer. Now here's the. So there's the. Let me see if I can unzoom that. There we go. Yeah. So there's the Flex Otter. There's the. That's the Flex F100. That's the little Arrows T33. My P40 is hanging upside down, and then you can't really see. I'll try to get in there. The rest of them are in the rack back there. There you go. Yep, that's kind of focusing. There's the Otter and the F4 and the L39's up there at the top, and then there's two holes empty. Well, no, there's one hole empty. That's where the QQ goes. And then I stand the RV-8 on its nose, right there behind, right there where that, you see that wood knot in the wood there. It stands up on its nose right there, and that's where I tie the RV-8. So yeah, we're pretty much loaded. Got a few things. I got to put my cooler away, and I left it out so I can walk all the way up to the bed, but I can put it in now because all the planes are on the bed that are going on the bed. And oh, my TV fell off. The bolt fell out, and the TV that happened on the way home from last week's event. The TV came off the wall, so I had to lay it on the bed flat, face down, and put the airplanes on top of it. And then when I got here, I didn't have time to fix it all week. I forgot. Wesley helped me, although I ended up really not needing his help, but I'm glad I had him help me anyway, just because I don't want to break the TV. So I just had another pair of hands here in case. But once I got it hooked, it stayed there, and then I just had to put the screw in. So I really didn't need Wes, but it was good that he was here anyway. It just, you know, the last thing I needed to do is break the television. So the TV works, everything's fine. It's hung back up, and this time I put nuts on the back side of the screw, so it won't fall off again. So So let's see. Flying gets boring anyway at 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy flying long flights. For me, it's, this is just me, guys, but, to me, it hardly seems worth um, putting a battery in the airplane to go fly it for 2 minutes. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Just Enough RC. Hey, welcome to the show, man. It's good to see you. Jeff talks about you all the time. I've gone to your channel. I think I subscribed. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I'm gonna if I didn't. I thought I did, but if I didn't, I'm gonna. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I just, no, I'm not home, Lyndon. I'm still at the field. And I'm and I'm not going home tonight. I'm going to my other field. When I leave here, I'm going to my field. I'll spend the night there because we have a big event going on tomorrow. Well, it's not a big event, but we're having a picnic tomorrow. Okay, so they turned their shit all down. So yeah, they're done. Yeah, we're having a picnic tomorrow at my field. So I'm gonna finish packing here and go to my field and spend the night. So first thing in the morning for our event, which is just a potluck picnic, kind of celebrating two things. Well, they redid our picnic area. They took the canvas tent things down and put up a wood structure. Really, and they did a really nice job. They spent a lot of time doing it, and it came out real nice. And let me switch the camera back here. And then I guess a club member died that really hasn't been active in years, but so we're gonna kind of celebrate his passing at the same time. So it's a potluck picnic, and so I'm gonna go there tonight. When I leave here, I'm just gonna drive straight to my field. It should only take me an hour to get there. So here's my oh, you can't see it. Let me switch that back. Side of my trailer, lighten up everything over here so you can see the guy's trailer next to me. That big empty spot is where Wes was parked. Because my motion light came on, and it's probably going to go right back off here in a second because there's probably nothing moving over there other than the wind's blowing pretty good. Maybe there's something blowing over there. But that's the motion light on the side of my trailer, lighting all that up. So anyway, but yeah, no, I'm not home, and I'm not going home. I'm just gonna go out to my field and spend the night. Oh yeah. I remember meeting you there. Yep. Yeah, we did. I remember that now. Thank you. Just Enough. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. That was I think was 2 years ago at the Imperial event. I think. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I haven't seen you in my show unless you've been lurking. But I'm glad you're here tonight. So thanks for showing up. It's good to see you. So anyway, yeah. So I've been a little active the last couple weeks, which has definitely put a damper on. Getting started on the room. I've got everything I need to get started. I don't have everything to finish it, but I have wood to build the walls. I don't have any drywall yet. I don't have all the conduit I need. I got to buy more conduit, but I have wire. I have about 500 feet of wire. So I can run the wires through the walls, and get them to where all the outlets are going to go. I haven't bought the outlets yet. So you got to start somewhere. So the main thing was to get the wood so I could actually build the structure. So what I'm going to do is drill holes in it so I can run the wire through the holes in the studs, and then I'm going to then I'm going to build the walls and stand them all up and get everything kind of situated, and then I'm going to put the the joists in above, as I got the hangers and everything for that, so I should be able to finish all that. And then before I start doing any wiring or anything, I'm going to go get plywood and put the floor on top of the joists to put a roof over my head to keep the heat in. So, because I can just staple up some plastic on the walls around me, and if I have the plywood on top of the joists for a floor upstairs, then I can run my heater and it'll keep the heat in the room, you know, the new room I'm building, and then it'll make it a lot easier for me to do my show. So that's going to be, you know, the first thing I do. The next thing I'm going to do is put one wall of drywall up for a backdrop, and then I can build. I already have those wall units. I bought the wall units. It looks very similar to what's in my background on my green screen. So I can put one drywall up, you know, spackle it and everything, paint it, and then build my furniture and put it on the wall and put stuff in the cubby holes and all that fun stuff. And I'll have a real backdrop, not a green screen anymore. And then I'll just finish working on the rest of it as I go. So that's the order of progress I'm hoping for anyway. So the wall I'm going to do it on is the wall that's I can get to the back side of it. So I can go ahead and drywall the one side because I can run all the wires and put all the boxes in from the other side. That one wall is the only wall that's not against the building. So that's the wall I can drywall one side. That's not where the units are going to stay, but for now, at least I can use it as a backdrop for my live shows. And I can keep the heat in. You know, once I get the joists up and then put the floor on the joists, it'll keep the heat in. You know, so I can just staple up some plastic around the rest of the studded walls, and it should work out pretty good. Keep the heat in. You know, it should be more comfortable because it's just too cold. Oh, so my trailer lights went out, and now you can't see me. Oh well, you know, what are you gonna do? Here's so see that the blue light there, boy, and that is really blue. You see, when here in person, it's not that blue. But those are the lights of my chargers. The chargers are in the bed of my truck. Okay. So here's my charging. You know, there's five, yeah, there's 5 chargers going there. Every white screen is a charger. So there's the first one here to the very far left is a smart charger. The next 2 are the shit. What's the battery company that went out of business? Maybe I can. Remember shit. Anyway. Uh-oh, I bumped something. Had the power off and back on. Okay, so I don't know why the chat's not updating right. The chat goes away and then it doesn't come back. Now when I go back, if I tap the screen to get it back on, then there's all these chats that happen while I couldn't see any of them. I don't know why it's doing that. YouTube, what are you gonna do? Last week you thought it was the Blair Witch Project? I may have to jump start now. None of this is being powered off the truck, guys. I've got. Nope. Okay, we're back. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the back of my truck's lit up pretty good because this is now normally this is lit power. You know, that's why I have a generator. And I bought gas for the generator and everything. I had no idea that they had power down here. And then I got down here. I've never had to start the generator. I've been using their power the whole time. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, damn it, they killed Kenny. Thanks, Wiggs. Yeah. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. Anything new and exciting? Not really. I was trying to set up another airplane on my new disco radio, and I couldn't get that to work again. Really having trouble getting these bound to both my Surface radio, the Radio Master, what is it, the MT12, and my new disco radio. Just not having much luck. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The disco radio has that module in the bay, and it in the software it has the way you do it if it was not in the bay. So you set all that up. But then I read the instructions on the module. It says you have to press the little button on the back of the module when you boot up the radio. So I did that, and it's beeping like it's trying to bind, but I just can't get it to bind. I don't know what's wrong. So where is, in case any of you guys hadn't seen disco radio, I think I could show it to you. I don't know where it's at though. Hang on a minute. Oh, I think it's in the front seat over here. Let me look. Yep, here it is. So let me get disco radio out here. This is pretty funny, guys. You're gonna love this. I'm gonna go over here and wait for the light to go out. Oh, that's alright. It's dark enough. You can't see anything. Okay, so watch this. I press the start button.
Welcome to HTX. Weather warning.
Okay, so it's just all blue LED. It's pretty washed out, but let me do this. So now it's this psychedelic color that's constantly swapping. Let me back up a minute. Maybe I can get a little farther away. That seems to be making it worse. Maybe I'll get closer. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Yeah, so just look at the color changing. Okay, that's why everybody's been nicknaming it the disco radio. And then you have this option. There you go. How would you like to be flying with that going on? And then this one, which is really cool. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And then you're back to there's no lights. You can actually turn it off, so that's cool. And then, so now I can change that. That's blue. Here, we'll change it to another color. Now it's a violet, pink, purple. And then we can make it this very light green. And then a very dark green. And then we can make it red. And then we're back to the blue. And then if you put the blue here, then it's also blue in the chase, or where it was like this. Okay, whatever color you have it on. So there'd be red chase or green chase, whatever. That follows that. But the psychedelic, this thing is the same no matter what. Doesn't matter what color you have it set to. It still does this crazy thing. So there's my disco radio. It's pretty fun. I'm trying to bind all my night planes to this radio because I thought it'd be pretty cool to be able to, of course I can turn it off, but it would just be funny to have the radio going nuts, especially with those wings, because that's the kind of light show you see from those wings that those guys are flying. And so if I had radio doing what their wings are doing, that'd be pretty funny. So anyway, so that's the radio I won at the last event. Actually, it wasn't the last event. That was 2 events ago. That was that event I went to with that was sponsored by RC Video Reviews. So Right, Nick. It's a trip, all right, isn't it? Uh, I had no idea that's what I want. I thought it was just a black transmitter like the one I already had, but with the long distance protocol in it. And then when I opened the box and it was clear, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is this? And then when I turned it on, of course, I figured, well, if it's clear, it must have lights in it, I mean, why else would they make it clear, right? So I was expecting some kind of light show. And I have to admit, it was a little more than I anticipated. I didn't think it'd be that nuts. So, yeah, just wear sunglasses, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, you know, so I've got I got long range receivers. I know I can bind those to it, but I'm trying to bind my FreeSky stuff to it because I have a FreeSky module, a real FreeSky module, in the bay of the radio, and it's powered up and got the lights just the way it said, and it said hold the button and it should be flashing green, and it is, and and it's beeping, it's chirping at me like it's trying to bind, but I can't get it to bind to anything. So I'm obviously doing something wrong. I don't know what, but I'm definitely doing something wrong. So there's my motion light behind me there. It'll go out in a minute. Then we'll be being back to pitch black again. So I don't know. Just got to do some more research. I'm not up to speed on the FR Sky module. I have a module in my FR Sky radio to fly Spectrum. It's a Spectrum module, a real brand name Spectrum module. I had no problem making that one work. I've got all my Spectrum planes working on that radio. And I've got all my Spectrum planes working on my new 4-in-1 Radio Master radio. That, the protocol is in the radio is the 4-in-1, not the long range. But this one came with the long range. I don't know why. I don't know why anybody would pick the long range instead of the 4-in-1, because the 4-in-1 lets you, that's where you get the 70 different protocols. You can bind it to anything. Tactic, FlySky, FreeSky, Spectrum, Futaba. I mean, it goes on and on. There's just so many radios you can bind your plane to. If you've got those receivers, you can use that radio for any of that stuff. All of it works. And I had no problem with that. That works perfect. It's the using the module in the bay on this new radio I'm having some trouble with. You're seeing fireflies? Oh yeah? I haven't seen any of those down here yet. I have them at my house sometimes. They are down here. You start cooking with your smoker, oh yeah? For the Super Bowl tomorrow? You start cooking already? Dude, the Super Bowl ain't till 6 o'clock. You got all day tomorrow to cook. What are you doing? Yeah, all right, Ken Bird. You're funny. Have a good night, buddy. Go sleep it off. They're on the black screen? Oh, okay. So anyway, guys, so I just wanted to update you. I didn't forget that I was going live, but I was struggling on whether I should do it here or at my field. Well, there would have been nothing to look at my field, so I'm glad I did it here. So you guys got to see the facility. It's very nice. The runway is geotech. It used to be a grass runway, but I guess this year they upgraded it to a geotech runway, and it's pretty nice. They did a nice job. It's in really good shape. It's a little, I'm not going to say it's bumpy. I'm going to say it's humpy. Okay? The plane doesn't bounce down the runway, but it rolls down the runway. You see the plane kind of rolling with the flow. So it's got some humps in it that the plane has to roll over. It doesn't disturb the plane any at all. It flies fine. It takes off and lands fine. It's really nice. Nothing wrong with the Geotech runway. It works pretty good. I got to tell you, it seems to work well and it seems to hold up well. And it's a cheap alternative to pavement, blacktop, or concrete for sure. So. No, I haven't flown with the surface transmitter yet. I set one up. I set it up for a plane. I got it all set up the way I want it to fly. I assigned all the channels, all the switches, everything's set up. I'm still having trouble binding it to. I was trying to bind it to my QQ. I was gonna, because I'm here with it. I brought the radio with me. I was gonna bind it to the QQ here, and I can't get it to bind. So I'm still doing something wrong. Trying to get these radios bound to existing receivers I have. I don't know what the problem is, but it's a learning curve. I still have to figure it out. Okay, so Michael, the internal. See, you bought the long range. If I heard you correctly, your new transmitter has the long range on the internal. So you have to buy the long range receivers to use it with the internal module. Okay, but you can buy the module, which I said I guess you bought, according to what I read. And you were waiting for it to come in, and it came in. So your external module is the foreign one, which is the one that'll do Spectrum and Futaba, Free Sky, Fly Sky, and so on. So you have to activate the external module, and it's on the first screen where you give the plane a name, and you assign a picture to the plane. You scroll down that one, your timers on the screen, all that's on that page, and you just keep scrolling down, and both internal module will be off and external module will be off. You have to activate both of those. Not on every airplane, but if you're going to use a long-range receiver, you activate the internal and then bind it to the long-range receiver. If you're going to bind to Spectrum or one of the others, you have to activate the external module and then bind it to whatever you're going to bind it to. Pick the protocol that on the list and then bind it to that radio, Spectrum, Futaba, whatever. Now you can run them both at the same time, and I'm going to tell you why you would do that. Why you're going to say, well, why would I do that? Why would I run them both? Well, here's why. Okay, if you're using the long range receiver to fly with on the internal bay, for instance, you can also put a Free Sky, FR Sky receiver in the vehicle for telemetry. Now, I guess the long range does have telemetry, but it just has pack voltage. That's all it has. It doesn't give you individual cells or any of that. It just gives you pack voltage. You can get individual voltage from the FR Sky receiver and the little sensor, and so you can get them both on the same radio. Because you can have both of them active at the same time, and then you can use the one for the telemetry to get individual cells or a barometer for a glider or whatever else you're going to plug in there. And then the other one can give you the pack voltage only. So that's a reason why you would have them both active. And you can have them both active. That's how I do it on my other radio when I'm flying a Spectrum airplane with the module in the bay, but I still want to get telemetry from the FR Sky. I just put a 4-channel receiver in there, and I don't plug anything into it except the battery telemetry. So that receiver, all it's doing is sending me telemetry. It's not flying the airplane. I'm flying the airplane on Spectrum. So that's how I've been doing it for 10 years, and it works great. So that's why you would have both. If you're going to do that, what I'm doing, you have both the internal and the external active at the same time, and it works perfect. It does exactly what I just said. I'm flying on Spectrum, and I'm getting the telemetry from my FR Sky receiver. So And it doesn't matter what, you can put any receiver in it because you're not using the receiver to fly the airplane. So it doesn't have to have, it could be a satellite receiver that doesn't have any place to plug servos into. It just has, a port to plug the smart port to plug the telemetry into, because that's all you need it for. Okay, Paul, I'll take your word for it. Okay, well, I have two modules, right? So I've been using the Spectrum module, a real Spectrum from Horizon, the Spectrum module in my FR Sky radio. But the new radio I just won is on long range. But I have a real FR Sky module in the bay, so that radio will do two protocols, not the 4-in-1. I didn't get that. I only have the FR Sky because I already had it. I have an FR Sky module, so it should talk to all the FR Sky receivers, and I have that in the bay. And then the Marine radio has the long range, just like yours. Your surface radio has the long range in it, and that new one I won, the Disco radio, has the long range in it. But I have an FR Sky module in the bay so that I can bind to either the long range or the FR Sky. Yes, if I wanted to put Spectrum on that radio, correct. I would need the 4-in-1, my Disco radio. Yep. If I wanted to fly that radio Spectrum, I would have to buy the 4-in-1 module, which I guess is what you bought. Correct. Yeah, I don't have that module, and I don't need that module because I have two radios now that fly Spectrum. I have my old FR Sky with the Spectrum module in the bay, and I have my second 4-in-1. In the radio, Radio Master, so I can fly Spectrum on that one too. So I have two radios I fly Spectrum with already. So I'm not going to buy another one of those. I don't need three radios to fly Spectrum. The two I have are doing just fine. I have no problem with that. So there's no reason for me to buy the 4-in-1 at this time. Now, if I start buying Fly Sky receivers or Futaba receivers or whatever, maybe down the road, maybe I'll buy that module. I don't know. I know the module's working. It lights up. Once I activated the bay, it lit right up. It's got a light on the back of it. The light lit up, and it's got it blinks. And then when I hold it down while I turn it on, it blinks green, just like it says it's gonna. It does everything it's supposed to do, just the way the instructions say it. But I still can't get it to bind to my receiver for some reason. So I'm definitely doing something wrong. I just haven't figured out what yet. No, it's not a disco module. No, it's just a black module. So I've got a see-through radio that's a disco radio with a black module in the bay. I don't know if they make a disco module. We'll have to look into that, because if I buy a 4-in-1 module for the disco radio and they make a disco module, I'm definitely going to buy the disco module. I mean, why wouldn't I? Well, you're right, Keith, but I already have some Futaba receivers. So it would let me use those receivers. You're right. I wouldn't go out and buy Futaba receivers. That's the same reason I wouldn't buy Spectrum receivers, because they're too expensive. That was the whole one of the main reasons I left Spectrum 10 years ago, was because it was too expensive to buy receivers to put in other airplanes that didn't come from Horizon. Okay, so I wanted to be able to use, the FR Sky receivers, because they have full-blown telemetry 10 years ago, and they were much cheaper. So, and they work perfect. I've never had a radio problem. So, but I have a bunch. I have a bunch of tactic receivers. Some of them EQ sent me. I had some of my own, and EQ sent me some more. And now with the 4-in-1 module in my Radio Master, I can fly all those tactic receivers now. So now I can use those. So yeah, it's just nice to be. It's just nice to have those options, guys. You know, think about this for a minute. You go to the flea market and you buy an airplane that you want, and it's got a receiver already in it. You don't have to buy a receiver now. If you buy the Radio Master radio with the 4-in-1 that binds to 70 different protocols, chances are you have what you need to bind to whatever receiver that airplane you just bought at the flea market, at the swap meet, whatever, has in it. If it comes with a receiver, including a Spectrum receiver. So, that's the whole reason why it's such a good idea to get that radio, is because it gives you options. You don't have to use them, but it'd be nice to be able to use them. I mean, God, you get a 10-channel Futaba receiver with the airplane. Why the hell would you want to throw that away? If your radio will talk to it, why wouldn't you do it? It's perfect. The only problem with Futaba is price. I mean, it's quality stuff. It's just too damn expensive. But if I get it free with the airplane I'm buying, well, then why wouldn't I want to use it? Yeah, I know. You can't see me, Lyndon. What, do you need to see me? Do you want to see me? Nothing worth looking at. It's not worth putting a light on for that. I'm purposely in the dark. You don't need to see me. It's nothing to look at. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Move along. Yeah. Yeah, right. See, Paul's got the right idea. Maybe it's better that way. I'm just going to break your mirror or your phone, if you look at me. So it's better this way. It's better to be in the dark. Yeah, so what time is it? I can't see my clock on the phone. There it is. 10:16. So it's 10:16, and this place, as far as night flying goes, is a ghost town. Nobody's night flying. Everybody's gone. So again, with we night fly all night long. No, you don't. Nobody's flying. The last one was when I showed you that one plane, go screaming by, and that was the last of it. It had stopped that long ago, and there's nothing out here now. It's dead. There's nobody out. Everybody's in their trailers, their motorhomes, or I think the ladies are still in the clubhouse. They're doing it's a really beautiful thing they're doing. It's some kind of, like knitting kind of thing, but not with knitting. It's these pictures, these beautiful pictures, and apparently there's already glue on the picture. And what you do is you take this little tiny, it looks like a ballpoint pen, and you pick up a round, I think they're round, colored, like a little tiny colored marble, I guess. And it's about the head of a pin. Okay, it's very, very tiny. And then you place it on the picture. So it makes the picture kind of three-dimensional, and at the same time it gives it a texture. And these little bits you're gluing on are like reflective. Like if light hits them, they shine. So they're in there everybody's got a different picture, and they're all doing their little picture thingy in there. And they're beautiful. God, they're just beautiful pictures. So there's about six or eight women in there, all doing that together. They're all sitting around a table, hanging out. So they're here with their husbands, guys. Can you believe that? They're here with their husbands at a flying event, and they're not bitching, they're not complaining. They're in there doing their little arts and crafts stuff, and everybody's happy. It's just wonderful. You know, where can I find a woman like that? And Deb, if you're watching, I mean you. Okay, get a hobby. Yeah, so that's what I've been trying, Michael. It's not working. I've been trying to bind these receivers the same way I've been binding them for 10 years to the new radios, and it's not working. So either I'm picking the wrong protocol, you know, because there's more than one FR Sky protocol. So either I'm picking the wrong one, and I've tried several different ones, and I just haven't found the trick yet. Now I did find out one thing, and it's I haven't tried any of these receivers yet. The I think it's the R88, the Radio Master R88 receiver. The way to bind to that is you have to push the button and power it up first and get it blinking, and then you turn the radio on and hit the bind, and it bound right up that way. So I did figure that out. Now I haven't tried that on either one of these radios because all the receivers I'm trying to bind to are my telemetry receivers. So they're either the real FR Sky X8R or X6R, or they're the R168 from Radio Master, which is the receiver they got sued over and had to quit making because it was an exact copy of the X8R receiver. So it was a copyright thing, and FR Sky told Radio Master cease and desist. So they did. So I still have a bunch of those receivers I'm using because they have the telemetry in them, and but the R88 doesn't have telemetry, but it's got the right protocol and it worked. I mean, my friend Mike bought one of these radios too, and he did the same thing Wright's did. He bought the long range radio and then had to buy the module to put in the bay. Well, we got it working with his stuff because he's got the R88 receivers. So we got that to bind up, and it worked, and everything's great. And he's been calling me daily, giving me updates about, he figured out how to do something new in the radio. I keep coaching him on different things, and I've given him little tasks. Like, all right, I want you to make the flap. I want it to audibly tell you that your flaps are up, your flaps are half, or your half. All right, let me go back here for a second. I somehow I shut it down, I guess, or I disconnected, but it didn't disconnect, so we're back. He was in a Zoom the other night, Lyndon. He's doing well, very busy with his new job. He likes it. He's super happy, but they've got him working his ass off. He's got to go to all these shows, like trade shows, to show off the product. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm just trying to get caught up here. Hang on. Somehow I lost the chat, but I got it back. Okay, so all right, I think I'm about caught up. Hang on a minute. Did I tell them? Did I tell him my name? Who, Fred? What are you talking about? Did I tell who my name? All right, Wiggs, you out of here? All right, man, have a great night. If you're still here. Yeah, 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 Spectrum dropped me. That's... Uh, yeah, Linda, next time I see Air Marshal, I'll tell him you said hi, that you're thinking of him. Thanks, Wiggs. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. So, good night, Wiggs. So anyway, yeah, so that's um, so we're finding out new things about the radio. The edge is not the issue. Edge is I'm really not having any problem figuring out edge at all. I don't think what they're doing is helped fix anything. You know, I mean it just gave you another option to do something different that you could do anyway. And I've been teaching everybody how to do it the way OpenTX wanted you to do it for 10 years now. And now Edge comes along and makes it work when it used to not work the way other people were telling you it worked. Now it does, because Edge made it do that, which didn't fix anything. It just gave you another option. You can do it 2 different ways now. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, they just gave you another option. But other than, you know, I do like the fact that even though I don't use it, I like the fact that Edge made the touchscreen work, you know, because people wanted it. It's, you know, our radios came with touchscreens. I don't care about the touchscreen. I don't use the touchscreen. Even in the Edge, I don't use the touchscreen. It's just not intuitive to me. You know, you're holding the radio with both hands, and you use your thumbs to click the buttons. So if you're going to use the touchscreen, you have to let go of the radio to take your hand off the radio so you can use your finger to touch the screen, and that just makes no sense to me. So I just navigate through the buttons. It's the way I've been doing it for 10 years. So I never cared about the touchscreen. But I'm glad that Edge fixed that, you know, that OpenTX did not. But, yeah, I don't, you know, the only thing that Edge did that I can see as a big advantage is, for the Spectrum guys, is that you can use forward programming through Edge. But, again, that's, you only need that if you're buying aftermarket or not aftermarket such as, but you're buying Spectrum receivers that didn't come in an airplane already, and you want to forward program them. Well, you don't even need that if you don't need forward programming if it hasn't been already. You only need forward programming if you're taking a receiver out of a crashed airplane and trying to put it in another airplane. Then you need the forward programming to unlock it and then reprogram it. But you know, but it's in Edge. So if you've got a Radio Master with, you know, you've got the forward programming, so you can do it with the Radio Master. So that's a good thing. You know, I don't have any use for it, but it's a good thing. You know, it's not something I'll ever use, but it's definitely a good thing. Who's getting laid? 6. Who's getting laid? I want to get laid. Who's getting laid? Yeah, right. So that might be what exactly the problem is. I'm not sure. I know there was a thing going on where, you know, FR Sky was pissed that Radio Master had taken their protocol, and so they were going to change it so that you couldn't use it anymore. And I don't know if they ever did that or not. And maybe that's what the problem is. All I know is that the receivers I bought from Hobby King, and they're real FR Sky receivers. I just got them through Hobby King because they had them on sale. Say the ACCST protocol on them, and so does my module in the back of my radio. So if they both say the same thing, they should talk to each other. And so far, I haven't got them to do that. I'm not sure why yet, but I'm working on it. But it should talk to it. So I think the next thing I'm going to try is I'm going to abandon the telemetry idea for now. I'm going to see if I can get one of my R88 receivers to talk to it. I'm going to try that and see if that doesn't work. Because I've kind of, I'm not giving up yet, but I'm at the point where I just want to try something different. So I'm going to try to get one of my R88 receivers to talk to both radios, the FR Sky or the Radio Master and the Disco radio with the FR Sky module. I'm going to try to, and the Surface radio also. And I'm going to try to get all of them to talk to an R88 receiver instead of the X8R. I bought 8 X8R receivers from Hobby King, and I can't get them to talk to the. The only thing it won't talk to the Radio Master either, and I've got a shitload of those receivers bound to that radio. These won't bind to the radio. I don't know what's wrong. They might be just defective receivers, or like you said, right? So maybe that's the new protocol that they changed. I don't know. Like I said, it says it matches what's on the module, so they should talk to each other, but they're not. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. So I got a notification in the middle of my screen, and it lit my face up because it was a big white band across the thing, and so the white light from the notification lit my face up. So you just got to see my face for a minute. I know your eyes are burning. I know. Oh, my eyes. Yeah, I know, Fred. But anyway, at least she knows I'm thinking of her. Yeah. Anyway. So what have you been doing with the radio, right? So you having any luck? You're figuring it out? You got questions? It's really not that different from OpenTX. I mean, they just do a couple of things different. I don't particularly like the way they do it, but I mean, before, like, I'll just give you one example. If you wanted to reverse the servos, all you had to do is go to the output screen and go and tab over to the little arrow and just click it, and the arrow would change direction, and you were done. That changed the direction. Now in Edge, you have to go down to the elevator, aileron, whatever it is you want to switch, and you click on it, and then it opens another window. So another window has to open, and then you just scroll down in that window to a little box that's and click that box, and it says next to the box, invert. What's wrong with just saying reverse? Okay, I mean, why did they have to put that stupid? And it's not just them; everybody used that. Even Spectrum uses invert instead of just reverse. Why? What the hell is invert? I mean, it's upside down, doesn't it? I mean, it means the same thing, but why use that word? Why use invert instead of just reverse? So anyway, that's one of the things I don't like that they did. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just an extra step that you didn't have before. Before, you just click the arrow and it reversed. Now you have to open another window, scroll down to the invert tab, and check the box. So how is that better? I don't know. But that's the way they do it. So little stuff like that. It's nitpicky little stuff, but that's some of the differences. Not a big deal. Yeah. So let me give you a little hint, Michael. This might help. Okay. So you look at the thing logically. All right. So here's a perfect example because you just said it. Like, what screen do I go to? Okay. So, and I don't know why they did this, and it doesn't make sense why they did this, but it makes sense how they decided to fix it. And I'm talking OpenTX because that came first, and Edge copied OpenTX and then they modified it. Okay? So, on your radio, on the input screen, you know, you move the stick up and it goes up, and you move the stick down and it goes down. Okay? That's an input. You're the input, and you're making the stick move, and the radio is responding, doing what you said it does. You move the stick up, it goes up. Move the stick down, it goes down. Why on earth would they give you the option to reverse that? Why would you fix it there, the input side? Well, when I push the stick up, I really mean I want it to go down. That makes no sense. Why would you do that? Okay, so why did they give you the option to change it there? Because that's the wrong place to change it. Because, and here's why. Because they've got the in there in the input, they don't hook the trim and the stick together. They're separate. So when you reverse it, you change the weight in the input from 100 to negative 100. Now it goes the other way. Okay, because now when you push the stick up, it really says go down. But the trim didn't change. So now the trim's still going the wrong way, but now the servo's going the right way. So that's a pain in the ass. But if you go to the output screen and change it there, then it changes both the stick movement and the trim. So instead of trying to fix it on the input side, you fix it on the output side. And that's one of the things that Edge did. Now, if you change it on the input side, it will fix both the trim and the... But again, why would you change the way the radio is working? There shouldn't be a reason to go into the input screen to change anything. I don't know why they give you that option. It just doesn't make sense to change the inputs. If you put a backwards servo in it, okay, so you tell the output when you're sending the signal out of the radio, hey, by the way, this is a reverse servo, so reverse it. Why you would want to change it in the input screen, I have no idea. But that's how I logically looked at it. That's how I started to grasp the technology of OpenTX. And the Edge works the same way. But now Edge is that they considered a bug. So now you can fix it either place. You can fix, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen there is you're going to change it in the input screen, and then you're going to change it again in the output screen and counteract the whole damn thing. You're going to end up doing it twice and put it right back to the way it was. Which is going to be complicated and confusing. So I would say don't ever change anything in the input screen. Don't even think to go there. Forget that you can change it there. Just do all your changes in the output screen. Don't ever change anything in the input screen. If you look at it logically and start doing it consistently, it'll just make it a lot easier in the long run. If you know you never change anything in the input screen, just leave everything alone and do all your changes in the output screen and just use that terminology from here on out, you will never have a problem. It won't get confusing. It was stupid that OpenTX ever put the ability to change anything in the input because you just don't want to change it there. It doesn't make sense to change it there. So that's how I figured it out. And when everybody else, when I first got my radio 10 years ago, when everybody else was telling you to switch it from 100 to negative 100 in the input screen, yeah, I knew immediately that was the wrong way to do it, and that's why there was the trims were backwards. It changed the servo, but it didn't change the servos. But if you changed it in the output screen, it did. And so I made a video, and that's one of my most popular viewed videos is the reverse servo trim. I've got over, I think, 30-some thousand views on that one video, explaining exactly what I just said. Don't fix it in the input, fix it in the output. So yeah, so one of the other things I did to try to make it standard, to standardize my own self, is what I did. If I put Expo into it, I usually put the Expo. I think I put the Expo in the. I always put it in the input screen. Okay, because I'm not changing the direction. I'm just changing the. I'm going to use the word volume. They use weight. I'm going to use volume, but whatever. I'm just changing how much and how quickly. I'm not changing the direction. I'm not making it work a different way than the way they want it to work. I'm just giving it a buffer. So I would do that in the input screen, again, just to standardize it. So I do all my expo in the input, but I do all my changes in the export, the output. And that's just the way I'm doing it to keep it standardized. And you'll do that to yourself too, Michael. As you get more familiar with the radio, you'll start standardizing. I think I'm going to do my expos here and my whatever, and you'll standardize it. And then once you get into the habit of doing it that way, everything will be, it'll all make sense, and all your models will be the same. So if you want to correct the expo, I don't like, I got too much expo, I need to turn that down. You'll know right where to go to fix it, because you standardized yourself to make it all the same. And that's the key to this radio is, once you figure it out, it's just gonna click. It really will. I know right now it's aggravating. Trust me, I went through that 10 years ago. But once it clicks, and then it's just going to be so, you're going to tell me one day, I'm telling you, you're going to tell me God, this radio, now that I understand it, is so easy to program. Because even Mike's telling me that already. He's only had his radio a week, and he's already telling me that. This radio is so easy to program. I love this thing. He was ready to throw it in the fucking pond because we couldn't get it to work. And I said, relax. All right, I'm not an expert on Edge yet. Just give me a minute to figure it out, because I only get a few minutes at the field to look at it. It was before I had a copy of Edge, so I'm helping him at the field in between flying, and he was getting really frustrated. But now he's already loving it, and he's only had it like 2 weeks. So he's picking it up pretty fast, and he's not the sharpest tack in the box for sure, but he's getting it. So he's loving the radio. Six, I would never buy a Spectrum transmitter. I wouldn't take one if it was free, because all it flies is Spectrum. Okay? I want to be able to fly all protocols, because I have free sky receivers, fly sky receivers, tactic receivers, Futaba receivers, and I want to use all of them. And if I have a Spectrum radio, I can only fly Spectrum. So I wouldn't take it if you gave it to me. Okay? I don't want a Spectrum transmitter. I want a transmitter that can do it all. Okay? I'm not going to be married to Spectrum. So I don't want your Spectrum transmitter. Sorry. I don't want it. What, Steve? Apparently you're blind, but you can still read? What the hell does that mean? You have trust issues with people with funny radios. Okay, Randy, don't trust me because I have a funny radio. It does pretty light shows. I don't know why. I had no idea it did that when I picked it. Not that it matters. I'm sure it works fine. But the light show was an add-on that I had no idea it did that. It's pretty funny. You sold your Wurlitzer organ and made a boatload of money. Did you really, Fred? Are you making a joke, or did you really have a Wurlitzer organ and you sold it? Is that what they call it now? Okay, Lyndon, we'll be looking forward to that video. Yeah, I watched your boat videos. Those were pretty interesting. So yeah, looking forward to that. So go ahead and post those up. I want to see them. You'll keep Mr. Oregon. Thank you very much. Okay, Ken. That's okay, Fred. It's not for sale, so you don't have to worry about it. You're not getting it anyway. No, the screen's black on purpose, Steve, because there's nothing to see here. You don't need to see my face. It'll just crack your phone. There's no reason to light my face. There's nothing to see here. These aren't the drones you're looking for. Move along. Move along. If you were here earlier, I was showing off the flying field I'm at. I'm not at my field. I'm at an event field. Not too far from my house, but far enough. Yeah, the only night show that looks the part. Yeah, this is my dark side. So I've said this before, I'll say it again, especially for you, Six. Listen, Horizon with their Spectrum was genius marketing. I mean genius. They had a thought in their mind, and it worked perfectly. I mean, exactly what they wanted. They wanted you guys to drink the Kool-Aid, get hooked on Spectrum, and then only buy their products. It's genius, okay? It's absolutely genius, and it's working. for most of you guys, because you only want to fly Spectrum and you only want to buy Spectrum airplanes. And that's exactly what Horizon wanted. Okay? And if you're happy with that, that's fine. I didn't want to buy Spectrum airplanes. I want to buy planes from Banana Hobbies, and I want to buy planes from FMS, and I want to buy planes from Flex Innovations. And I want a radio that can fly all of those planes, not just Spectrum planes. So that's why I got out of Spectrum 10 years ago. Now, that doesn't mean I stopped flying Spectrum. I still buy mine and fly Spectrum airplanes, but I bought a radio that will also fly Spectrum so that I can buy Spectrum airplanes and fly them. But I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not married to Spectrum. I still buy Spectrum. I still fly Spectrum, but it's my choice. I buy what I like, and I fly it. But when I buy a plane from Flex, or I buy a plane from Banana, I fly those too. So that's the only difference, guys. Is I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not married to Spectrum. That doesn't mean I don't fly it, but I'm not married to it. You guys that keep arguing that Spectrum's the greatest thing on earth are married to it, and that's fine if that works for you. I mean, if the only planes you ever want to fly are Spectrum airplanes from Horizon, then you're golden. I don't want to just fly those planes. I want to fly other planes. So that's why I got that and the telemetry 10 years ago. When FR Sky came out with their protocol, and it had telemetry, and I wanted the telemetry. So those are the two reasons I switched 10 years ago. But like I said, all along, 10 years ago, when I bought the Spectrum, the FR Sky radio, I bought the module to put in the bay so that I could fly Spectrum airplanes. So, I've always bought bind and fly airplanes from Horizon Hobby. It's genius. I love those things, but it's not the only thing I want to buy. So that's the whole thing in the nutshell, guys. It's not that I don't fly Spectrum. I'm just not married to it. Okay, I want to be able to buy an FR Sky. I want to be able to use my old Futaba receivers and my Tactic receivers, and I don't want to throw all that shit away. They still work. And now I have a radio that will operate all of those. So in one radio, I can fly my Tactic, I can fly my Futaba, I can fly Spectrum, I can fly FR Sky, I can fly Fly Sky, I can use all the different protocols that I already own. I don't have to throw them away, or I can buy a plane at a flea market that already has a Fly Sky receiver in it, and I can use the receiver. I don't have to take it out and put a Spectrum receiver in it. I can use that receiver. It's already in it. Why not? Why don't I want to use it? So that's the whole purpose of why I buy the Radio Master radio. That's so I can use all that stuff. That's all. It's not rocket science. It's just, I don't want to throw good receivers away. I'd rather use them. All right, Steve. Have a good night, man. We'll see you later. Yeah, see, that's another thing, Randy. See, that's everybody's argument was that I'm not flying Spectrum because I'm not using real Spectrum. Yeah, I am using real Spectrum. The module in my radio is a Spectrum module, not a Spectrum protocol module. It's a real Spectrum, made by Spectrum module. When you're flying orange receivers or lemon receivers, you are not flying Spectrum. You're flying Spectrum protocol, but you're not flying Spectrum. See, I'm flying Spectrum. I've got a real Spectrum module flying a real Spectrum receiver in a bind and fly airplane. You're not. You're not flying Spectrum. You're flying lemon, or you're flying orange. So there again, it's it's hilarious. Anyway, but listen, if it's working for you, go for it, man. Nothing. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just I'm just making a point. You know, people rag on me all the time saying that because I'm flying with an FR Sky radio, I'm not flying Spectrum. The module is a Spectrum module, not a Spectrum protocol module. Brand name Spectrum. Spectrum made the module, and I put it in my radio. So I am flying real Spectrum, not aftermarket Spectrum. Lemons and orange receivers are aftermarket Spectrum protocol, not Spectrum. So I'm flying more real Spectrum than you guys are. So there. I was buying the orange receivers for a little while. And they were working. But I got a bad one. And then I got scared. So I stopped buying yeah, Micah, I can tell you why you tore it out, because you put a safe Spectrum receiver in the plane with the Aura, and you can't do that. It won't work. And that's why you got mad and ripped the Aura out. You can't put two gyros in one airplane. They won't work. They're fighting each other. And that's why it didn't work. And that's why you got mad at the Aura and ripped it out of the airplane. Because you wanted a receiver in there with safe. So you can't have both. You can't have an Aura and a safe receiver. You can't have both. It will not work. Oh, is Fred leaving too? Oh my God, where are you going, Fred? It's not even 11 o'clock. That's 10 o'clock your time. Where are you going? You can turn safe off, Mike, but you can't turn AS3X off. Okay, that's always on. That's a gyro. You cannot put a gyro receiver in an airplane that already has a gyro in it. And that's what the Aura is. The Aura is a gyro with a flight controller. You cannot have two gyros in one airplane. It will not work. I'm not saying you can't fly it. It will fly probably, but it's not going to fly right. You're not going to like it, and then you're going to blame the damn airplane. Everybody does this. I've seen it hundreds of times on YouTube, that people do this, and then they blame the Aura controller that's a piece of shit, because they're trying to put a safe receiver in there with the Aura. You cannot put two gyros in one airplane. Okay? It cannot work. The whole purpose of a gyro... Let me explain it so you understand what a gyro is, okay? The gyro is an autopilot, for lack of a better word, in the receiver, okay? It's built into the receiver, okay? It determines whether or not it got a signal from the transmitter or not. If the airplane does something like the wind blows the left wing up, okay, and the gyro did not see a signal from the transmitter, then it knows it was an outside force that blew that wing up. So it's going to correct that. If it sees it's a signal from the transmitter, it's not going to correct it. It's going to let the wing go up. Okay? So now, if you've got one gyro making a correction, it didn't come from the transmitter. Now the other gyro sees that and says, well, that didn't come from the transmitter, so I'm going to correct it. So now both gyros are fighting each other, trying to make corrections that neither one got from the transmitter. That's why it will not work. Okay? It'll fly, but it's going to fly like shit. And then you're going to blame the aura, because everybody does. You know, they put a freaking AS3X receiver with safe in the airplane with the aura, and then the aura is the bad thing. The aura is a piece of crap. Okay? The aura is not designed. Listen, they designed the airplane, Flex does. This is how Flex works. They design the airplane with the aura in it when they design it. And they put a very specific program in that aura that's in that plane to fly that plane. When you rip that aura out, you take the heart of the airplane, the heart and soul of the airplane, out of the airplane to replace it with a generic gyro, not the one that was designed to work in that airplane. Okay? So if you really want the plane to fly right, just leave it alone. Fly it the way it came. If you can't fly without safe, then you're not ready for that airplane. It's that simple. Okay? But if you really want to experience a Flex airplane at its best, fly it the way it came. You don't have to do anything. It comes already pre-programmed. It's ready to fly. And it'll fly beautifully. If you rip the gyro out, the aura, and put an AS3X in, you've ruined the airplane. I can't make any promises you'll like it or not. It just depends. It's going to be hit or miss whether you get the AS3X adjusted to match the personality of the airplane. I'm going to use the word personality. That's just how it works. So you're saying, Micah, that the 8020T is just a plain Jane receiver. That's just Spectrum protocol. It doesn't do anything. It's just Spectrum protocol. See, I don't know anything about these receivers, Spectrum receivers, so that's why I'm asking. I don't know. So you're going to have to tell me. I don't know what that receiver does. So it's just a plain Jane receiver. It's just Spectrum protocol. It doesn't do anything. It's no AS3X, no safe, no nothing. It's just a receiver that talks to your Spectrum radio. Well, the last time we had a conversation about this, Micah, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were trying to forward program the aura. So what were you trying to do? And maybe it wasn't this receiver. I don't know. But I remember we were having a discussion last about you trying to forward program through your radio to adjust the aura. Drink. What word do I have to say to get you to drink? Is it aura or spectrum? Or safe? Or all of them? You guys, you want to get drunk in a hurry. All right, Ken Bird, there you go. You haven't used safe in years. That's why you have kids. We'd be wasted. Yeah. Oh, it has telemetry. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out why you would want that receiver if, but it's got, so you're using your smart telemetry, Micah? Because, like, you're the only one that is. Nobody's using it. I don't know why. Spectrum went to a lot of trouble to make that telemetry and the smart stuff, and nobody's using it. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. Nobody wants to use it. Drink. Oh, you're drinking to any radio talk? Okay, how about those Braves? Let's talk baseball. All right, good for you, Mike. I'm glad you're using the telemetry. Because nobody is, and I don't understand it. Everybody still wants to use a timer instead of the battery voltage. I don't understand that. So I'm glad you're using it. That's good. Because that's really, I mean, it's like having a gas gauge in your car. Do you like having a gas gauge in your car? Or do you just drive them 100 miles and then put gas in your car? Every 100 miles, you just put gas in your car because you can make it 100 miles. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to still be using the damn timer when you've got telemetry. I mean, I still run my timer just for a frame of reference, but I don't land when the timer goes off. I land when the radio starts telling me my voltage is low, not when the timer goes off. I just use the timer to know, hey, I've been up for 8 minutes already. This is good flight. This is going well. But I don't land because the timer went off. I land when she tells me my voltage is getting low. You appreciate that I started doing. Are you being sarcastic, Fred, or do you really like the fact that I'm doing live shows remotely? It's hard to tell with this group. How do you turn AS3X off? 6. I'm asking. I don't know. How do you turn off AS3X? Good, Ken. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. 90% of the people I talk to don't use the telemetry. Even the people at my field don't use it. They still go by a timer. even though the telemetry's telling them that they got plenty of battery. Lewis, and he's not even flying Spectrum. He's got a free sky stuff, and he won't trust the telemetry. He sets a timer and he lands when the timer goes off. Even though the thing's not telling him his voltage is low, he still lands. But he still doesn't trust it. All right, Fred, I'm going to take your word for it. Thank you. Listen. I love doing these shows. I enjoy it. I mean, I really do. And I wanted to share this with you. This is a really nice place. It really is. Well, by that time of night, Randy, you're usually too drunk to either see that they're ugly or care. That's why they work the late shift, because you're either too drunk to see them or you don't care. So there you go. Drink. Try an underwater one next time. Okay, we'll try that. That's how you turn AS3X off? How? By putting it underwater? Yeah, that'll turn it off. Yeah, that'll turn it off all right. Right, so I'm not following you. What do you mean? Flight modes and SID? Modes a SID? What do you mean? I'm not following you. All the shots during the game. All right, Keith. Have a good night, man. We'll see you later. Okay. All right. I follow you. All right. So I'm talking when you buy an airplane from Spectrum, the way it comes, you cannot turn safe off. So if you go through forward programming, which probably most of the people don't know how to use, um, and I know you do, Michael, because you've gotten pretty sharp on the Spectrum for sure. Um, you have to use forward programming to be able to go in and be able to set that switch so that you can turn AS3X off. But why would you? You know, why would anybody go in there and purposely turn off AS3X? That's the whole purpose of buying Spectrum, is to get a receiver with AS3X. Uh-oh, my battery's dying. Oh, crap. Hang on a second. Maybe I can plug this in. Now, let me think. Where's my... Give me a minute. Let me see if I can fix this. I need this. I need... Oh, that battery. Hang on. Is that battery still in there? No, I took that battery. Okay, let me go get a battery. Yeah, my phone's about to die. Hang on a minute. Okay, I need this. Okay. Quickly put this in here. Okay. So, my smart checker saved the day. No kidding. All right. So I have my battery pack plugged into the smart checker. It's operating the USB, and I have my phone charger plugged into, not my phone charger, just the wire plugged into the smart checker, which is now charging the battery in my phone. Love these smart checkers. It's a just that option alone, having that USB charge port is just awesome. You can do so much with that. I really love that thing. Okay, all right. So the phone should be okay now because it's charging. So I'm not going to lose this. All right, so let me get back to the chat here. All right, hang on a second. I gotta do something. Hold on a minute. Every time the wire moves, it comes unplugged. So I gotta be very careful. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on a second. All right, I had to go get my Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I'm a pepper. He's a pepper. She's a pepper. Where the hell's the camera? There it is. There, Dr. Okay. All right, let me get back to the chat here. Now that I got the phone charging, we're good. All right, let me see what we missed. Yeah, that's happened in flex planes too, Mike. The oar has come loose in a couple of other people's planes, and same thing. Once it's loose, the plane's out of control. The thing's bouncing around, making all kinds of corrections to the airplane, and you really can't. You may get lucky and save it, but unlikely. It's a real pain in the ass when that comes loose. Stop touching things. Okay, all right. Good advice. How do you set? Again, I'm asking. I don't know. I'm not a Spectrum guy. I'm not to this extent. How do you set flight modes without forward programming? I mean, how do you do that? Because I mean, all I ever saw was the. I'm used to like an apprentice that had, you know, no limitation. AS3X is always on, but you can set it with no limitations. Intermediate, so you had some, bankability. Then safe, and then safe. I mean, there's only 3 modes I knew of. So how do you set flight modes without going into forward programming? I've never done that. You land when you have to take a piss. Is that your timer? You don't wait for battery voltage, you just wait till you have to piss. Yeah, that's a piss stop. That's funny. All right, I'm going to look into that. All right, so I'm curious. I did, go ugly only is my motto. Yeah. There's something to be said for that. I'll tell you, honestly. You know, they're usually more loyal for sure. Same way. The transmitter on the radio master transmitter has a forward programming menu, just like your Spectrum radio. It's exactly the same. It just has it's built into it. You know, the FR Sky OpenTX does not have forward that I know of. I haven't updated my FR Sky stuff because I'm a firm believer if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I know Kenny Rogers does the forward programming because he uses Spectrum, and he says it works perfect. It just like it does in a Spectrum radio. You go to the forward programming menu. It's on the menu list forward, just like it's on your menu list on your Spectrum radio. Forward programming, and you go there and you can do all the things you can do, just like it was if it was a Spectrum transmitter. Works the same way. You do the hokey pokey. Yeah, but Wright's is saying you can do that without going to forward programming. So that I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. That's definitely something new. I didn't know that was possible. So I'm gonna grab one of my manuals from a bind and fly airplane and look at it and see what it says. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could do that. So I'm gonna check into it. Learn something new every day. Your DX6 has flight modes? Okay. Yeah, so now you're confusing me because I don't know what you mean when you say the transmitter has flight modes. You know, you're assigning a switch, whether it, and again, I think part of it is, now I guess you have the technology to download the file, and it sets the transmitter up for you. So maybe it's already setting up flight modes for you on a certain switch. But I mean, it's just an assignment. You're assigning the flight modes to a switch. You can assign it to any switch you want. It might default to a switch when you download the file, but you don't have to leave it there. You can move it to a different switch. I haven't gotten that far yet on Edge, but I think that might Edge might actually have that menu set up when you select a Spectrum module, receiver. It might actually give you those screens, the menus you're talking about. I don't know yet. I haven't fooled with it yet to know. But Kenny knows. Kenny Rogers knows. He messes with it a lot. So he could explain. I wish he was in here because he could explain all that. But I'm going to look into it. I'm curious now. Yeah, see, 10 years ago when I left Spectrum, I all this extra stuff you guys do now, I don't do. I mean, I buy a plane that comes with a receiver in it, and I bind it, and I almost always bind it in non-safe mode. I have AS3X, and that's it. I mean, it just flies when it flies normal like a receiver, and it's got a gyro in it, and that's it. That's all I ever do. I don't fuck with it, because I don't need to save. Every once in a while, if I think I'm going to use it, like, for instance, my Night Timber X, I use as a trainer. So that plane I did set up was safe. I bound it in safe mode, but that's really the only one I think I have right now that's bound in safe mode, because I use it for training. All the rest of them, I just bind it in non-safe mode and just fly it. I don't get into all this forward programming and setting flight modes, and I don't do any of that. So I can't speak intelligently about it, but I am going to look into it because I'm curious now. Lyndon, what you're asking me? What is a 4-poles motor? And what's the other one? A 6-poles motor? I don't know what you're talking about. Crap, wait a minute. There's my flashlight. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Not familiar with that, Lyndon. I can't speak intelligently about it. I don't know. I have one, and you're talking about a motor. I'm sure you're talking about a brushless motor. And I think I only have one boat with a brush. I don't even know there's a brushless motor, to be honest with you, because I've never fooled with it. So I can't tell you anything about that, Lyndon. I'm just not into boats that heavy. I don't know anything about. I know some of them are water cooled. They have a water cooled jacket around them. But as far as 6-pole, 4-pole, I don't know a thing about that. Boats aren't my thing. I kind of play with them casually, but I'm not serious about them. So I don't know a damn thing about, I'm not the guy to ask about more powerful motors. Okay, Lyndon, so what are the 6-pole motors in? If the 4 poles are in race boats, what are the 6 poles in? A strip joint? I don't think that's the answer Lyndon was looking for. But thanks for playing along. That was good. Yeah, there you go. Oh my god, you guys are hilarious. I'm just turned into stripper poles real quick. Oh, this has gone better tonight than I thought. We got still 14 people in here, 19 likes. It's, what, 11 o'clock? What time is it? 11:30? Almost, yeah, going on 12 o'clock. Yeah, this is good. And I'm learning something. That's even better. I like it when I learn things. Eric, you're cheating. Damn it. I want to be watching Star Trek. That's what I'm always doing at this time of night, watching Star Trek when I'm not doing a show. They got the whole five 5-part series, you know. It starts with original, and then we go to Next Gen, and then we go to Deep Space Nine, and then we go to Voyager, and then we end up with, Enterprise. And I watch them all. Been wiring baggage cars, too. It's work? Okay, cool. Yeah. You're welcome, Fred. Honestly, I mean, like I said, I love these. I love being with you guys. I really do. You know, you just have the original series on DVD. I don't have any of them on DVD yet. Been thinking about it, but hell, it's always in syndication somewhere. So it's never like I'm. It's if you go to Pluto, it's free on demand. You can bring up any episode of any one of the 5 and watch it anytime you want. Same battery in both boats, Lyndon? They're both 2-cell, 3-cell, 4-cell, whatever? They both use the same battery? Okay, so both boats are running 2 3S batteries. But are they both running in parallel or series, Lyndon? Makes a huge difference. Just because it takes 2 battery packs doesn't mean they're being used the same way. Are they in series or in parallel? So are all boat motors brushed, or do they have brushless boat motors? Well, right, so not all cars are brushed motors. They have both in cars, brushed and brushless. That's why I'm asking. I'm not familiar with boats. I don't follow boats at all. This is Hangar 51, not Harbor 51. We don't have a dock here. I don't know anything about boats. I understand the whole pole thing now. Yeah, I thought we were talking about how there's 3 poles on the brushless motors to make them run without brushes. So if we're just talking about winding poles, the number of windings of poles, then I understand. That's why I asked if these are brushed or brushless, because cars come both ways, brushed or brushless. Yeah, I've all my UMX airplanes are on my Radio Master radio. I've been my UMX Casendo today. Yeah, I have all my UMX planes bound to my Radio Master radio. No problem. Piece of cake. When you say airplane parts, you mean foam board and plywood, right? Oh, and mermaid pilots. Michael, you're hilarious. Yeah, just buy a speed build. Yeah, that's what he's doing now. We broke him out of that cheap ass. I'm gonna buy foam board and cut my own. He actually buys kits now. He's getting lazy in his old age. He says, no, these are his words. I'm not putting words in. This is what he said. I'm getting lazy in my old age. I want to buy kits. I don't want to cut them out anymore. So he's buying kits from Flight Test. The RC plane. I've got my Waco, my UMX Waco's in the car here too, and it's also bound to my Radio Master radio. So yeah, there's no problem binding UMX planes to the Radio Master. It works fine. Well, because they teach you to use a sparing amount of glue. You know, they have you wipe off the excess, and you know they don't. They try to conserve the glue as much as possible to keep it light. But yeah, that's why I don't build them with hot glue. I only use the hot glue as a tacking agent while the regular glue dries. Actually, I was given a pair of these little 300 I think this is a Spectrum a smart battery, but it doesn't. It's a smart battery, but it doesn't have any smart technology in it because it doesn't have the third wire. All right, what do I do with my flashlight? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Hang on a second. I lost my flashlight. What do I do with it? There it is. Okay. Okay, it's got an orange label on it, but it doesn't say smart. But yes, it is a Spectrum battery. I normally no, I don't buy Spectrum batteries. I usually use these. This is a Zippy battery. This 850 battery here. Hang on a minute, maybe I can make that work. Yeah, there we go. That's usually what I use. These Zippy batteries, but yeah, I do have a Spectrum, a real Spectrum battery for the. Let me find. There it is. I think it's upside down though. Hang on a minute. Yeah, there you go. Well, I don't think that's right either. But yeah, anyway, yeah. These two airplanes, I do have Spectrum batteries, but I normally don't buy Spectrum batteries. Somebody gave me these batteries, so that's why I have them. I usually shop for a Zippy or that's another brand I use in those little batteries. Drawing a blank right now. Actually, I think the only ones I do use in the little batteries are Zippies. I don't think anybody else makes them, but maybe they do. I don't research it that much. I don't have that many UMX airplanes. I bought the Waco because I just really like that biplane. I've always wanted that plane. Not necessarily in a UMX, but because they had it, I bought it. Plus, there was a lot of bonus points with buying it, so that's why I bought it. Same thing with the Crescendo glider. Same thing. I just wanted it. I'm really not into UMX airplanes. I bought the Turbo Timber. It was on sale super cheap. The new Evolution. And this 850 battery works beautiful in it. It calls for like a 300 or something, but it'll fly the 850 fine. And in a good condition 850 will fly it for 40 minutes. So it's sweet. You get a lot of flight time. So you land when you feel like landing, not when the battery runs out. Because generally you're not going to fly it for 40 minutes. But you can land, take a break, go pee, get a soda, come back and go fly it again on the same battery. You don't even have to recharge it. You still got plenty of juice in it. So, but yeah, normally no, I don't buy Spectrum batteries. But on this particular one, I got two. Somebody gave me two brand new 300 3-cell. So I fly those in the glider and the Waco, and in the Turbo Timber if I don't feel like a 40-minute flight. The Waffle House women are out of your league? Okay. Yeah, that's why I don't use the hot glue for the main. I just use it to hold it together while the regular glue's drying, because in Florida, hot glue don't work. Well, it works temporarily. It's not a permanent build. You leave it in your car and it's done. You don't go to the grocery store on your way home from the flying field, because your hot glue gun plane will fall apart. $325 for an ARF? Oh my God! And it's only 1200 millimeter? Oh, that doesn't sound like something I want. Hey, sailboats don't always have motors. Depends, Ken. If you get the Gen 2 batteries that don't have a balance lead, yes, you have to use a Spectrum charger. Well, sometimes you can use a charger without a balance lead. Not all chargers do that. I have one that will charge a battery without a balance lead, even though not in balance charge. It won't balance charge without a balance lead. So that third wire is where it gets the information it needs to balance charge the battery without a balance lead. So if you buy a Spectrum battery Gen 2 where the RC Sailors cut off the balance lead, then yes, if you want the battery to charge correctly, you'll need a smart charger to go with. That's what safe is for. That's good, Mike. Yeah, if it's got a balance lead, then you don't have to use a smart charger. You can charge them on regular chargers. As long as it's got the balance lead, yes, you can charge it on a Spectrum charger or a regular charger. Honestly, the Spectrum batteries aren't worth the money. They're just way too expensive. I haven't found them to be that good of a battery to spend that extra money. There's better batteries out there for less money. CA's quicker. Whichever one you like better. Everything I've read on both those planes, they both fly great, so pick the one you like better. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those. party. No, you didn't know that, Randy? Yeah, that's who makes the smart chargers. Yep. But there probably are, I'm sure Spectrum is having theirs programmed slightly different so that you do have to have a balance lead to do a smart battery, or I mean, you have to have the smart wire. That's the whole reason for that. That's more drinking the Kool-Aid. They're trying to lock you in. When you buy another brand batteries, you got to buy theirs and theirs only. Yeah, Fred. There's a blue LED light on my power supply for one of my chargers, and if you see it flickering, it's because there's a moth landing on it right now. The stupid moth keeps going to the blue light and landing on it and getting off, and so the light's flickering. I was looking around like, what the hell is flickering? Why am I? And then I use my flashlight to that there's a moth trying to land on it. Dumbass. Yeah, what's wrong with blue hair? You guys are a big help. Thanks, right? So that was very helpful. The hard start. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm trying out for a new part on the next Avatar movie. I'm hoping to get the part. Yep. That's exactly right, Michael. If you're going to ask 10 people, you're going to get 10 different answers. No, I'm good. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Oh my God, 6, that was good. Oh, well, oh no, actually, the clouds all went away. The stars are out. Skies are clear. Absolutely clear right now. All the stars are out. Yeah, it ain't going to rain here now. I was worried earlier, but I hadn't looked up until you said that. Yeah, it's perfect out here. There's no rain in this. No way it could be raining. There ain't a cloud in the sky. Ugh. Look who showed up. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't love chicken? It's almost as good as bacon. Oh God. Yeah, chickens